you guys should see a little red dot pop up on y'all's computer screen. You know what that means, right? That means
Yep.
we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Live Pin to Gas podcast. And uh, listen, I'm super excited about this. This has been in the works for a little while. It's the first time I've had a coach and a rider on at the same time. And yeah, big shout out to my man Rick Glover for making this happen. And yeah, you guys heard me talk about Rick all the time. But anyway, I want to get into this, dude. I got Cooper Glover, which is the champion in SFL Mini GP this year, accompanied by his coach, Chris Miranda. What is up, fellas? How you guys doing today?
Well, I'm doing great.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good. Good. So, Cooper, how was your day today, man?
Good. I had like testing all day, so that's a good relaxer.
Testing. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And Chris, how about you, man? How you doing today?
Oh, another day as a realtor, cranking the phone, just calling clients and, scheduling showings. What a realtor does.
Yeah. I mean, a realtor's actually kind of a cool job, though. You get to show houses, and it's well, you guys are busy, right? All the time. You work crazy hours.
No day is ever the same, which is pretty cool.
It is. So listen, Cooper, bro, dude, I see the number one champ back there on that Pac-Man stand. It's awesome. Yeah, look at that smile, Coop. I love it, dude. Yeah, this is awesome. So Cooper, let's get into it. How did you get introduced to motorcycles?
Well, it's a long story, kind of, but we'll make it short.
Well, we got time.
I started with baseball, and then like that got boring because you just did an outfield. And then my dad took me to Anderson Race Park for the first time in like second grade, and we tried go-karts, but then we didn't even make it to like the start of race season, and I quit. So then my dad found SFL, and Mike showed me how to ride, and yeah.
That's where it started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, big shout out to Michael Carrera and the whole SFL Mini GP, man. I tell everybody they're the best organization in America when it comes to teaching young kids, not even young kids, but just, I mean, people my age, Chris's age. If you're 70 years old, man, you want to drag a knee and you always watch Valentina Rossi and all them guys do it. Listen, it can happen. And Carrera can make it happen, and he will, right? So yeah, it's fantastic. It really is, Cooper. And obviously, me and your dad's been friends for a while, and I've been watching all the results on the SFL Mini, and I'm so proud of you, Cooper. What you did this season with Chris too. It's you guys. You guys are the A team, right? So to me, you guys are the team to beat in SFL Mini when it comes to rider coaches and riders, right? Yeah. See, I like it. I love it. So listen, Cooper and Chris, how did you two ended up meeting each other?
Do you want to? Go ahead, Coop.
Yeah, go ahead, Coop.
You tell your side, and then I'll tell mine.
Yep.
I think if I remember correct, it was PBIR for a 3-day camp for SFL. He was doing circle drills, and my dad was also riding at the time, so he was on his TTR. And then my dad and me loved Chris, so me and Chris met there, and yeah.
And then we took off ever since, huh?
Yeah.
And then it's been the dream team ever since. So on that day, did your dad actually do the circle drills too, or?
Yeah.
So Cooper, real quick before Chris tells his side of the story, are you faster than your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it, dude. Good stuff. All right, Chris, your side of the story, man. How did you and Cooper get together? And
well, all right. So my side, yeah, it started off at that Michael Correa. I've been I actually wanted to be a coach with Mike for a long time. Finally got the opportunity back when the last time I think they did it at PBIR, and then yeah, I met Rick at that event, and to me as a coach, everybody's wearing helmets, so faces, and I can only tell by eyes, and or just voices and everything. But yeah, I just the passion that I have for racing and everything, coaching. I got into like real fine detail, and yeah, Rick enjoyed my side and my style of coaching. Coop did as well. And then fast forward a couple years later, I had my Daytona accident, and I took that as an opportunity to market my coaching a lot more. Sure enough, Rick took notice. Coop definitely was on board with it as well, and we got together. And yeah, then we took off. We
Yeah.
really.
I could tell. Look at the screen. There's a number one plate right there on the pack, man, to show it. Right? Yes. Listen, again, I already said it. I'm proud of what you guys achieved. It's phenomenal. I love to see a rider coach in his Padawan. Right? I'm gonna use Star Wars terminology. Right? A Jedi master in his Padawan. Come full circle. Right? And how fast you progress and the level that you're at right now, Cooper, is super amazing, man. Absolutely. So I want to talk about the whole 2023 season, right? So did you guys work together before 2023?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's start there. When you guys first started to get together to train, Chris, tell everybody about your training method with Cooper, right? And what you did to prepare him for his onslaught in 2023 to be that number one champ.
Well, that's just giving away the secret sauce now, isn't it? No, I'm kidding. So with Coop, when the very first time I worked with him personally, obviously I saw it. He's a kid. So I tried initially to go about it as a kid would, try to keep their attention and get short, straight to the point, and just try to be as effective as possible. Shortly after like one session, two sessions, I saw that Coop isn't really like all the other kids, and I mean that in a good way, because right. I started coaching Coop as I coached his dad as well at the SFLMinigp camp. So as soon as I started really going into depth of the reasons why you do this and that and the other, Coop took it and ran with it. Like, and when I mean Rick watching, I'm sure he's watching, he might correct me if I'm wrong, but it was something about started off and we dropped like 6 seconds at a mini track, which when you're grasping at tenths all the time, he dropped like 6 seconds, and it was like from there on we were like, yeah, I enjoyed every moment, and I've up until this point as well, like I've enjoyed every moment of coaching Coop, and he's become my little brother. Like I said mentioned before, we talk often, and he's become a part of my family as well as I have to his.
That's awesome. It's good to have that rider coach in relationship, especially as deep it is, right? And it's different, it's I'm a dad, right? So I try to tell Rossi something. He looks at me like, yeah, whatever, dad. But my buddy over here will tell him the same exact thing I said, and Rossi looks up to him. Rossi's like, okay. And I'm like, wait a minute, right? So I get it, man. It's like, yeah, it's awesome, man. I'm glad that Cooper and Chris met in SFL Mini, man. So how did you get involved, Chris, in SFL Mini to begin with?
Oh man, I've been racing the minis for so long, since like 2004. I really grew up in the racing, and Mike has been in in the scene for a while. Then so we knew each other from racing and everything. He's known me since I was real young, real on a 50. And then as he got his own organization and everything, we stayed in touch. And then yeah, sure enough, he invited me to be a coach. And yeah, and when I do have the time, I try my best to go out, coach, and and just show support, because the paddock over at SFL Mini GP is just awesome. It's just love. I just love being around everybody out there.
Yeah, I bet. I can't wait to come out there and hang out with all you guys, because that's my goal is I really want to try to come out there this year. I'm trying to make Daytona to come out there and see everybody and hang out, and then plan a trip to where I can come out there and get on the track and get made fun of and all that good stuff, right? Which is okay, man. It's okay, but I'm just there to have a good time and hang out with everybody, and it's going to be great, man. I can't wait to meet you, Cooper, in real life, and your dad. Finally, it's going to be a mega proper time. Yeah, absolutely. So listen, we got Ryan Rawls. What is up, my man? He says, great coach and rider combo here. Absolutely, right? Obviously, the best SFL Mini. You got to see, again, the number one plate right there on the Pac-Man. Yeah. That's these two right here, right? Super proud. Absolutely. And then Heather Clark says, yay, Coop. Hey, Chris.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather. How you doing today? Yeah. And then David Pfizer says, fantastic. And then, of course, Pat Sheridan, what is up? He says, Coop. Heather again says, so proud of Coop and all he has accomplished in such a short time, right? And then the comment that was making about Rick, right? He says, ha, 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 Rick Glover, right under the bus. That's awesome. So 2023, obviously, was a fantastic year for you two, right? So let's take it from the very beginning. Why don't you tell everybody, Cooper, how many rounds, first of all, there is in your championship, what exactly it is you're riding?
All right, so there's 8 rounds. We hit all of them, and and I was riding I got the championship in the Ovale 110, and it was a rough start. I think the first round was like Gainesville. That was like a rough start, and it like brought me down a little. And then Heron, I think, was the next one. I think I finished like 4th or something. And then Anderson, I qualified first. And then going into the first lap, I had crashed out of first, and I couldn't get my bike started fast enough. But then I continued on with the race, and I didn't finish last. So, and then, and then going to like the 6th, 7th round at Heron, I had got my first win, which had brought me up a lot of points. So that was amazing, and it really helped me.
My expression.
Right. So Coop, how was it to get your first win? What was the feeling like to finally get that first win?
It felt amazing because the win was also by like a 12-second gap.
Bro,
So
12 seconds.
Yeah.
Was there anybody even racing? Are you the only one that showed up that day, right? And just like, you know what, I got this. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. 12 seconds first win. That's that's major. That's good. That's good, Coop. So let's go back to the very first round, right? You said it didn't start out too well.
Mhm.
Talk us through your first round. Like, what didn't go too well for you?
So I also rode the KLX, and I did the TTR and Mini GP Pro, and the KLX. Everyone was so much later because the front straight was so long. They were just gapping, and so I then hopped on the TTR, and we had like bad tires on it. So then after the first lap, coming into the last corner, I crashed, got ran over. And then I got back up. I finished the race.
Nice.
And then
love it.
Ovale, I have no clue what I finished.
So just to tell everybody, right? So do you race in 3 classes every weekend?
For the kids class, yes, I did.
Okay. So all of 2023, just so everybody understands,
Yeah.
it was 3 classes every race weekend, right? That's that's a lot, man. How do you transition from bike to bike? Is it easy for you to do, Cooper? Does it come naturally, or
It's practically come naturally because they're all practically like the same shifting, kind of. So it's just come naturally, and it's
except for the Ovale, right, which is reverse shift? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
The volley was different
yeah.
to get
That's
used
good.
to.
Yeah, right, especially coming up riding on the street pad, and you go to reverse shift. You got to tell yourself 1 up, 5 down, 1 up, 5 down, 1 up, 5 down. Right, good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, Chris, what did you think about round 1?
That was a hard one. That was a hard one. It was a cold and wet, so it was really mentally tough to get through. So, but he honestly, there was a lot of growth in that one round alone because there was so many difficulties that we were having to deal with whether like it was gearing, it was the car getting like this little thing in it that restricted his one like qualifying session, and there was a lot going on, but he held his head high throughout it all. And then when he went down and when he says he got ran over, I was there outside, like right at that corner, and it hurt my heart to
I
watch him get
bet.
ran over
Yeah.
the way he did, and for him to get up and continue the race, that showed a lot of heart from him, and yeah, so it was a tough one, but it was a good one for his riding his let's say riding characteristic.
Yeah, yeah, and also for his mentality right here,
Mentality.
right? Knowing that, yeah, I wrecked, I messed up, I got ran over, but I got up and I
Hmm.
finished the race. Right, that alone speaks volumes. That's Cooper. That's awesome, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's also so Cooper. Do you have any like rituals you do to prepare for every race? Like, are you like left boot's got to go on before my right boot, or
No, not really, but me and my dad do this one thing because he normally messes up like the Velcro on my glove. So every round he has to do that at least once. So
nice?
Mm.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. That's good. So you don't like listen to any type of music or anything? You just
not
get
really.
suited and booted and just let it rip.
Yeah.
I love it. I love. So obviously, you and Chris, did you guys have a little pep talk before you go out on track?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
I
that would be
usually
y'all's ritual.
yeah,
Yeah,
somewhat. So
yeah.
usually we get to the track. If we can walk the track, we'll take a track walk and just clear his head on everything he needs to be doing per corner and all that. Um, then we'll get back to the truck, and depending on how he did the last round at the track or anything, if we feel like we need a little extra, then we'll do the Rossi method, and I'll have him close his eyes, and I'll take his lap time, and he'll envision the track, and usually as a kid they're like 10 seconds off. But Coop again, just he's like dead set. He knows exactly how he has it all very. He's got a very level head on his shoulders there.
That's listen. That's me. And what good practice that is to close your eyes and visualize the track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard riders say that it's a good it's a good way to do it. Did you have any like routines also like Coop? Do you like do jumping jacks or anything like that to get your heart pumping before you go out there? Or you're just like let's just do it.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll like stretch to get like comfortable in my suit, but yeah, just go send it.
Send it. I love it. Just send it, right? And then, of course, Ella Dreher. What is up, Ella? She says, big future in front of you, Coop. I mean, obviously, again, everybody, See that number 1 plate right there on that Pac-Man game system right there? Yeah, look, every time I say that, look at Coop's smile, man. It's everything. And Chris's too as well, right? And we all know Rick's also got that big grin on too right now as we speak. And actually, speaking of Rick, he actually commented. He says Coop doesn't really socialize between heats and mains. Usually goes into the RV and has quiet time. Yeah. Blackman, my man Jackson Blackman, pretty much does the same thing too. He says he don't socialize. He goes in his little RV or wherever, and yeah, same thing. Gets quiet for 10 minutes and meditates or whatever it is you guys do to get in the zone. Right, that's what it's about. So, round 1 didn't go as planned, right? But that's racing, Cooper. That's what it's going to be. It's not always going to go to plan, right? But the way you handled that first round, dude, it speaks volumes. It really does. That's good. So let's go to round 2. Talk about round 2, Cooper.
Round 2, I think that was like Heron or something. Heron, so going back to the first round. First round, I was just coming off my wrist. So then I was still healing a little bit. But then second round, Heron, I was almost fully healed. And the KLX, I think I got 5th on that. I was not doing too good on that. And then I did the KLX for the Mini GP Pro because the 2TR didn't go as I thought it would at the first round. So we did that. I also got 5th. And then Heron, I was like battling with 3rd or something. So I was like right there 5th and 4th on all the bikes. So it was a pretty fun weekend.
So that weekend went a little bit better than the first one.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Yeah. Good. And Coop, tell us what it's like to have Chris as a coach. What does it mean to you to have Chris as a coach?
It's amazing. He's like just such a good coach. He knows how I like my style. So once we get out there, he'll show me what to do, and I'll just take it in and do it. So.
A little sponge. I love it. Yeah, right. A little sponge. So, Chris, the second race weekend, how did it go with you in your Envision?
I don't think I was able to make that one because it was a really far round. So he had to take that one on his own, and like didn't have as far as on his own, obviously without rider coach there.
Right.
I was trying my best to, just tell him everything because we've ridden at Heron before, we've practiced at Heron together before, and just trying over the phone to let him know like, hey, remember everything that we worked on last time we were there. And, just trying to keep his mind sharp as far as, keeping calm, making sure, you make the right decisions, make sure you're remembering everything you need to be, doing out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was another good one because it was just another good round for him to take a bit of that, confidence that kind of, left on the floor over from that first round, from the crash and injury and all of that. He was able to, not let it hinder him so much. And he let it out on the track and he did good. He did good.
So, Cooper, how do you, does your dad do the track walk with you and all that when Chris is not there?
I'll normally just go by myself and I'll imagine Chris like with me and what he'd say.
Nice. I like it. So do you guys play video games together?
We do when he comes to my house.
Yeah. And you guys are super competitive together too, right?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Cooper, what's your favorite game to race against Chris?
Supercross.
I've never been real big into Supercross games. They look really fun to play. I just never really been a big Supercross games, especially like Supercross. Watching it, yes, awesome, right? But the video games just, I don't know. It just seems like to me, as far as games, I know I'm getting off track here a little bit, but when you play a Supercross game, it's almost like remember when we was little, we had that little red it was red and you turned it on and you had your little steering wheel, but the track moved, but the bike didn't move, right? It looks just like that to me,
No.
that video game. That's how the Supercross games look like to me. It's like the bike is stationary and you're just doing this, but everything else is moving. It's yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe it's just me. I don't know. That's awesome, man. So we actually got another question right here from Rick. Rick says, I'd like to hear about how Chris works on track with his student. Why is that effective and what do you work on?
Oof. All right. Hey, Rick's gonna hit me right in the gut on this one.
Right off the jump. I love it.
For it honestly, again, depends on each track and each rider. Coop, usually right when we get to the track, I'll let Coop ride out, or whoever I'm working with, any of the kids that I work with, sometimes adults as well. We'll take just a blank slate, and I like to see what the blank slate is. So I let Coop go do his thing, and I'll take notes, mental notes as we're out there. And if I see something that is like stand out, like very stand out, like that's really wrong, or you're definitely too high of a gear here or whatever, then I'll get in front of him and I'll do like a hand gesture or something to let him know. And I think Coop's picked up on some of my hand gestures already. So so yeah, so and then again, just depends on how big of an issue. So sometimes we'll get to the track and Coop is just on fire from the get-go. And I love it when it's like that, because then it's like, okay, now we're just gonna go for perfection. So we're already pretty close. Let's go for perfection. Now we gotta try to always find that next step, because that's what racing is. You're always trying to find that extra 10 and an extra 100th, an extra 1,000th when you get to that really high level. And Coop's already getting to that point where it's we're trying to find hundredths, and it gets stressful on my end as well. But yes, so depending on how big of the situation, we'll go sector by sector. I'll try to.
Uh-oh. I think we lost him, Coop.
We totally did.
We totally did. That's all right. He'll be back. He'll be back for sure.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Oh man.
Nah, it's all good.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Oh, dude.
We can hear you.
Hello.
Yep. Can you hear us, Chris? Can you hear us? Let me message it. So
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
he'll pop back in. But I have a question pop up on here. I was actually by Clayton Adams. Clayton Adams says, "How many mini GP classes are you running this year, Coop?"
Oh man, sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good. I actually while you was away, I actually asked somebody had a question for Coop. So
I missed the question. What was it?
It was how many mini GP classes are you running this year, Coop?
I'm running 4.
And what are the classes, Coop? Define them.
I'm running Super Mini on Chris's 150 whenever we have it. I'm running the GP 160 class. The KX 65 class, like EJ Carter, Ella, all them. And then the stock 125.
Nice. I love it. I love it. All right. So back to what you were saying, Chris, before you disappeared. The question is he'd like to, Chris, how you work on track with your student. Why is that effective? And what exactly is it that you guys work on?
So you got to take it from a rider standpoint, because obviously a rider is going to get along with a rider. So that's why I felt that me and Coop connected very well, because from the minute I seen how he rode, he's a very smooth rider, and I always found myself to be the same, level-headed, not gonna take too far of a risk, that he knows could, just ruin the entire race. So when you gotta take it sector by sector is the biggest tip that I can give, just sector by sector. And this is for any rider out there, whether kid, adult, anything. If you need to take it sector by sector, sector by sector. Don't take it, don't full send every corner and then expect to perfect an entire lap if you haven't even found out how to take turn one.
Yeah.
So that's my tip.
Yeah, it's good, right? I could see where it'd be big pressure on you, Chris, as being a coach. All the added pressure it has, and then but to see your rider progress as Coop has progressed, it's just been. Listen, it's probably one of the best feelings you ever had in your life, right? Just be honest, man. It's like, dude, this is it. This, like, if I could get paid, do this, 24/7. Yeah, I'm in 100%. Right?
Yeah,
Count me in.
absolutely. I can definitely attribute to that. It really has been such an rewarding, so rewarding. I've raced many races, won plenty, done pretty good in some, and all of them, when Coop was able to get the championship, that was like the highlight of it all. Highlight of it all the hard work that I've put in, and then Coop put in so much hard work, and I've seen the dedication, putting in so much training, focusing on what we're doing. If I'm telling him to do the Rossi method, not many kids are gonna sit there and stay still to do the Rossi method.
Yeah.
But he's doing it like so. And for everything to kind of fall in place in order for him to take that championship was really the cherry on top. It really was.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we actually have another comment, man, from Ride to Death. Man, I'm not sure who is Ride to Death. Did you guys know who he is? He says Coop and Chris. Coop made big gains last season. Humble kid. Chris is all right too, I guess, with a laughing and a heart emoji. That's awesome.
Oh man,
good stuff, man. And then Heather Clark says Tiff and Coop had great battle of round one for this year in Stock 125. They both held their lines beautifully. Absolutely. And then Ride to Death says Chris is a phenomenal coach. Agreed, right? Of course, Coop would contest to that, right? Again, everyone, look at the number one plate right there in the background. Right? Look, I love it because Coop immediately, yes. So, all right, Coop, we're at round two. Things went better. Round three, how did round three go for you?
Round three went good. My dad had sent me the results, and it said I got second. So I did good. So
not 100% sure how we got there, but we got there, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's good stuff. And then so round four,
I had got fifth, and I think that was the round I had crashed out at Anderson.
That's right. But you got back up and kept going too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then round six was your first win?
Round seven. Round six, I got third.
A podium, right?
Yeah.
Gains. Yeah. And then so when you got your first podium, Coop, what was going through your mind?
When I got that podium, I was just happy. I was excited. It was a good result and a good race. So
yeah. You was thinking yourself, they're in trouble now.
Yeah.
They're in trouble now, right? Yeah. All right. And then obviously we go to the next round, which is your first race win. How did that weekend go? Obviously, it was your first win, but you don't know that when you show up at the track. You don't know if you're going to win or not. Right? You think you're going to win, but talk us about your first race win weekend.
That round was going great. I had qualified first. Heat race, I was all the way on the outside of the track. So Gabe Datas had got around me, and then he took first in that because I couldn't get around him. And then for that, Gabe had to start on the outside on the main event. So then I was in the middle, and I got the start of a lifetime. and I just dipped into corner one, and yeah, it just went uphill from there.
And then 15 seconds later, you're in the head, right? You're winning by 15 seconds, man. That's That's and then Chris, for you, what was the feeling like when he finally got on that top step?
Oh man, uh, I was. It was another round that I was away. I couldn't be there legitimately, but as I got calls, pictures, friends, and
Videos,
everybody,
yeah.
videos, and man, I was ecstatic. I was super happy for him. And again, it's like I see all the work that he's been putting in, and it's so rewarding on my end because I'm putting as like I see it. I seen Coop as a champion from the moment we got together, and I seen it, and I know Coop. I know, I mean, Coop and Rick can tell you like I from that moment, I just kept telling him like you have what it takes. Just follow my lead, and he sure has, and we're here now.
That's awesome. I love it. And then, of course, Michael Carrera is in the house. What is up, man? He says, "Let's go, Coop Dog." Absolutely. So after that, so there's only 8 rounds. You said,
Yeah.
yeah. So on the last round, walk us through the last round.
Last round was going great again. I had got qualified second. I had or qualified third, and then I had got second going into the first corner at Bushnell. Or no, I got first going into the first corner at Bushnell, and then from there I was holding first for 5 laps, and then Gabe passed me going down the hill, and then he took first, I took second, and then I won the championship by 1 point. So
Fantastic, man. Awesome. Well, dude, you both you proud of what you both achieved this season. It's been proper mega, right? I mean, going into 2023, this is always the goal, and for it to actually happen, and again, that number one plate right there, right, is it means everything, right? So let's talk like a typical race weekend for you two, not race weekend, coaching weekend, right? So race weekend's over. You guys go to Anderson and you're going to do a track day, right? What is it that you two work on together? Like Chris, obviously during the race weekend, you'll see Coop, okay, next training session, I want to work on this and work on that, right? So walk through everybody what exactly is you guys do.
I guess I'll take lead on this one, right? All right, so so when we started, Coop again had a little bit, not a little bit. He has a very level head, and when we started, he was a little bit too passive, so he wouldn't take the window of opportunity to make a pass, even though he was much faster than any other riders. So our first couple of sessions was really me having to rough Coop up a little bit and getting on the bike with him and like giving him an elbow and having him take the hit and not get phased and not even be scared of it. So we worked a lot on that. So, and then also just decisions, making the quick decision. Coop knows a lot more now than he did when we started about making, quick decisions on whether, it's pass for the lead or battle for the lead or lap traffic. That's usually a big a big obstacle for all the kids, and Coop's definitely learned a lot through experience as well as my coaching. So, but as a typical race, or let's say a typical coaching weekend, it's again sector by sector. So we'll get to the track. I'll let him run a session pretty much cold and just get him warmed up, let him start getting flexible in the suit, get his knee down and start, flowing on a line. And then I'll start nitpicking, corner by corner,
Section.
or sometimes obstacle by obstacle, because sometimes Coop turns off the switch and then turns on the switch, and then it's kind of like a hit or miss. But I have to have that conversation with him in order to like refocus and get his head back on track. So, and every student is different. Coop is a different rider, but he is a very similar rider to how I feel I am. So that's why I think me and Coop work so well together.
That's awesome. And obviously Coop feels the same, don't you? Again, yeah. Coop, turn around. What's right behind you, Coop? That's it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, Rick, you're right. And I knew this, and I should have asked. So you raced in the Moto America Mini Cup in 2023. Yeah. How did that go, Coop?
It went better-ish. It was a good learning experience with more faster riders. First round, I was taking like 6th and then 7th for 3 races, and I got like that lucky little bit, and I got 4th on the final race of the day. I was battling with Connor Raymond, and then Barber was not a good weekend. I went 0 for 4. So that weekend I had carb issues. I had crashed. I got hit. Yeah, I was all over the place. And then yeah.
So that wasn't a good weekend. So is there the Moto America Mini Cup, how many rounds is that?
I don't know. I think there was like 6 maybe.
Didn't you guys go to Canada?
Yeah. We did one Canada round.
Okay, let's talk about that, because I remember your dad sending me pictures, and I was like, whoa, dude, you're in Canada. How awesome is that, right? So what was that like, Coop?
That was another different experience. It was another really good learning experience for me, and there was a lot of fast riders there as well. And so I had to take like 7th in all races. But there were a lot of fast riders, and I met a lot of new people. It was a good time.
I mean, to finish in the top 10 on circuits you ain't never seen before in a completely different countries, absolutely proper. I mean, yeah, come on, man. That's great. Yeah. So is that something you would like to go back and do, is race in Canada sometime?
It would be fun, because now I would get to learn more tracks, and it'd be just a blast. So
you're right. Anywhere is a blast on 2 wheels, Coop. Let's just be honest, right? Don't matter where it is. I could be sitting in a parking lot on 2 wheels, and it's a blast, So Cooper, I have a question for you from Scott Raymer. Says, what are your racing goals in the future, MotoGP?
I definitely wanted to make it to Junior Cup, at least like minimum, and then I feel like go from there, bump up, maybe do like British Talent Cup or something like Juju, and then we'll go from there.
So obviously you and Juju are good friends. That's awesome, right? To see him out there in the British Talent Cup. I'm sure that you aspire to be out there in the British Talent Cup, right? And seeing Juju do it, you're like, oh, I can do it for sure, right? And you can, absolutely, Cooper. Yeah, I listen. Your future is super bright. You're definitely a champion now. You listen, Coop. You was a champion before you got that number 1 plate. You know that, right? Right, you know that, right? You realize that you were a champion before you got that number 1 plate, right? That just solidifies it, right? It makes it real, right? It's proper, dude. I'm so proud of you guys, man. I'm telling you, listen, I love this. This is my first time again having a rider coach and his rider on here, and it's been, dude, this is awesome. So 2023 obviously was the best season ever, right? It don't always start like that. Things don't always go to plan. I mean, Coop, you watch MotoGP, World Superbike. Not everybody, even Valentino Rossi, don't always have a perfect weekend. Most of the time, when it comes, Chris can contest to this, and he'll tell you, no motorcycle is ever perfect. There's never been a perfect setup on a motorcycle ever. It's always a compromise to something, right? So do you guys actually work on suspension together? Chris, is that something you try to teach Coop to along the way at this young age, like spring preload and all that good stuff, rebound?
Here we go again with the secret sauce. No.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
I like the hot sauce. Let's go.
Coop, actually, so from the beginning, I think what's important for any rider, especially getting on a team, is rider feedback. So from the beginning, Coop didn't really understand it until, I started explaining, okay, try to describe what's going on to me, and then I'll be on track with him and I'll see what's going on. And then hearing him and his input, then I'll kind of like, okay, so now I understand what he is trying to tell me, and I can tell him what it really is. Right. And okay, so this is happening on the front end. This is usually what it is, and this is what you would consider that to be chatter. Everybody knows what chatter is, but doesn't really know exactly what it feels like in the front. Everybody's heard the word chatter. Everybody's heard the word slide, but differentiating it on the bike, Coops is starting to get his head wrapped around it, and we've made some changes here and there, but for the most part, Coop is it's all Coop's talent for most of the rounds.
I love it. It's like you're right about that, Chris. If you never experienced chatter before, it's hard to explain. It's just like if you never shot a 50 caliber sniper rifle, when you finally shoot it, you're like, whoa, right? Like, whoa, yeah, what is this, right? I can tell you about it all day until you do it, and you're like, okay, I see. Now I got the feeling, right? So, yeah. So, listen, 2023 world champions in America, right? SFLMinigp. So, I got to ask the question, Coop. What's in store for 2024?
Me and my dad are going to get big time coaching with Chris, like big track with Chris and Alex. And I'm going to ride the Milwaukee on that. And we're just going to get better on the big bikes. And hopefully it'll transfer a little bit more to the little bikes.
Oh, for sure. So what I mean, Cooper, is what classes are you going to be racing in 2024?
Stock 125 on the TTR. I hope to get better at that because right now it's just so tall. It feels so much different compared to all the other small bikes I'm riding.
Yeah.
And then I'm riding the GP160, and that's a really fun bike. I went from last to second on the first round of 2024. So, and then KX65 is another good round, but it also has a lot of competition, and that'll get me better and progress more. And then whenever Chris has his 150, I'll run that and just get better on that and progress.
That's awesome. So, yeah, that's right. 2024 season SFL Mini's already started, and you guys have only done one round?
Yeah.
And when's your next round coming up?
February 10th.
February 10th. And so how far do you live away from Coop, Chris?
About 3.5, 4 hours.
Okay. So are you more south?
Yeah. I'm in Miami.
Oh, okay. Well, you're okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. And the traffic there sucks, right? Let's just be honest.
It's like 2 hours of traffic, and then once I hit, then it's like 2 hours straight to him. Once I break free.
Right. Yeah, and that 2 hours of traffic's like 4 miles. Everybody. Facts, right? It's horrible. It's bad. So listen, 2024. So you go. So last year you was champion on the 110, and now you're doing the 160. So you're not in the 110 anymore.
No.
No. You don't want to back up the plate.
No. We sold the KLX and the old Volley at the final round.
Nice, dude. Listen, Coop. So is there a major difference between the 110 and the 160, Coop?
There's a major power difference. The 160 feels way faster than the 110, and it's just way more speed, and you gotta carry way more speed everywhere. So
yeah,
I think it's a little way more fun.
But the bike is the same size, just the bored out motor, basically. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's good stuff. So Ella Dreyer again says, what's your favorite mini track to race at, Cooper?
Anderson or Bushnell. My first ever practice or race was at Bushnell, so I've really got into learn that track and know it. And then Anderson is also another really fun track because there's a lot of turns and it just goes everywhere, so it's a lot of fun.
Nice. So Cooper, did you watch any form of road racing besides Moto America, like MotoGP, World Superbike, or any of that?
MotoGP, and then I'll watch Formula One.
Okay. Formula One driver. Who's your favorite Formula One driver?
I can't decide.
You can't decide. Okay. Who's your top two Formula One drivers?
Top two, Lewis Hamilton or Charles Leclerc.
Right on. I'm an F1 fan too. It's gotten boring kind of to watch here lately, right? But man, I like Daniel Ricciardo, man. I've always liked Daniel Ricciardo, right? I just love his style. I love his energy. His dude, that's it's to me, Lando Norris. I'm a big Lando Norris fan.
Yeah.
My team though, man, I really like Red Bull, right? I just love, who don't like a blue with a big Red Bull. Like, you put Red Bull symbol on anything, it's gonna look good, right? I mean, let's just be honest. Man, it's a good looking car, but other than that, man, I like McLaren. I love that orange and that blue and that black they have. Oh my god, it's so good. It's So favorite MotoGP racer, Cooper?
Oh god. I've grown up and I really like Marquez, and he's been my favorite rider for a while, and I can't wait to see what he does on Ducati this year. I feel like it'll be a great battle.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the whole world's anxious to see what Marquez is going to do on the Ducati, right? I mean, let's just be honest. We already know what he's going to do on the Ducati. He's going to win. I mean, listen, I mean, you really need to have a long look in the mirror and a conversation with yourself if you don't think that that's going to happen, right? Yeah, he's on a customer bike, but listen, it's different because all the pressure's off him now. He's not the lead rider. He's not this. He's not that. He just shows up and just, lets it rip, right? So, Ella says, what is your favorite bike to race?
Probably this season I like the 160 or the KX65.
KX65 is a weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, that KX65 is a weapon. Absolutely. That thing. Chris, have you ridden a KX65?
Yeah.
That thing's a weapon, ain't it? You're like,
flip
whoa, right? Real quick too. You're like,
yeah.
Man, I can manhandle this thing. You get out there, you're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, manhandling me.
Yeah, it's manhandling me. It's a little 65. Yeah, right. It's so Cooper, man. Listen, are you faster than Ella?
No, not yet.
Not yet. That's what I wanted to hear. Not yet. Ella, I know you're watching. He's coming for you, girl. You need to step your game up. Just saying now. Just playing. Ella's awesome. I'm looking forward to having her on the podcast here coming up shortly. But yeah, it's fun, man. Being so Cooper, how do you handle going to school and racing? What's that like for you? Just so any other kids that's listening, like, it's feasible and you can do it for sure. So what is your routine?
Well, my routine is, if I keep my grades up, I can ride. If I have lower than a C, it's like a no-go. And if I don't bring that up, it's just is what it is, and I miss runs. So I just keep my grades up right now, and I maintain that homework, racing, school, like that routine. So
it's a juggle, ain't it, Cooper?
Yeah.
Right? It's a juggle. Just wait till you become an adult and you start adulting. It gets even more complicated. But yeah, it's that's good. Listen, dude, you got a lot going on, man. Cooper, you're an amazing. Like I said, you're a champion before you got that number one plate. I hope you realize that, right? Everybody here on this screen, everybody listening, everybody commenting, everybody that's going to listen to this, and your dad and everybody, they'll tell you the same thing for sure, 110%. And then we got Chris. What is going on, Chris? He says, Coop race team looking official with the gear. I know, right? Listen, I told Coop, man, like what I'm gonna rearrange the pictures on my wall because I actually got Cooper sent me a poster and some stickers. And his posters on my wall, but I just haven't found a good spot where I want to put the sticker, because once I put it on there, I can't peel it back off and put it somewhere else, right? So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm really going to put it at. So yeah, what an honor, man. And yeah, one of these days when I come down there, I need to get me a Cooper t-shirt too, so I can actually wear it on the podcast, right? How cool would that be, Cooper?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, awesome, man. Listen, this has been a lot of fun. I mean, we're almost an hour into this, and it don't even seem that long, right?
I don't feel like it.
I know, right? It goes by so quick. But so listen, we'll definitely do a part 2 in the 3 of this with the both of you. I'd like to do like a mid-season. When does the season end for SFL Mini again?
Like November.
Okay. So yeah, I would like to do like a mid-season and an end of season with both of you two on it, so we can I keep everybody freshly in the scoop, right? Man, this has been a lot of fun. But before we get off here, I got to ask Cooper some questions. So Xbox or PlayStation, Cooper?
Xbox.
So what's in the console right now?
What?
What game are you playing right now?
Well, I've been playing like Fortnite and then The Crew.
Fortnite. Man, I'm gonna tell you, dude, everybody, my son is right there in this room right here next to me on my PS5 playing. Even so, I got a PS5, I gave my PS4, so he wouldn't play my PS5, right? Nope. He's played the PS4 one time. He's constantly in there on Fortnite. So I try to get Ella plays Fortnite, dude. Juju plays Fortnite. Avery, dude, everybody plays Fortnite, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this Fortnite thing, Chris, right? And man, I just can't get into it, man. It's like you're building all this stuff, people chasing you. It's like I just want to shoot, right? And shoot, but it's just different, right? And then of course everybody plays Ride 4. I just got Ride 5. Which is a phenomenal game. Do you play Ride 4 too, Coop? Do you race with everybody?
Yeah, I like Ride 4. I don't really play with much people, but no. I played Ride 4.
Nice. So, Cooper, what's your favorite movie?
I like the new Gran Turismo movie that just recently come out.
That is a really good movie.
It's a really good movie.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, man, when I seen it, I was like, oh my God, dude, don't tell me they murdered this, right? But it was actually a really good movie, because you'll see the movies come out, you're like, yes, they're coming out with it, and you watch it, you're like, why did you even make this, right? It's like, yeah, it's of course, Ella again says Ride 4 is nice to get to know tracks. It is, right? Ella, have you played Ride 5 yet? Because I downloaded it. I just got past the learning stage, right? When you start the game, you got to do all this, and then so I haven't had very many tracks to actually play on yet, but I heard it was every bit as good as Ride 4. It's one of the best games out there because they got so many tracks, now tracks that you can physically ride on, which is awesome. Cooper, Star Wars. Do you like Star Wars?
Yeah.
So
my dad watched all the Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. What Star Wars character would you be, Coop?
Mandalorian.
Nice, dude. I love Mandalorian. Dude, it is proper. Mandalorian, dude, what a show that was, right? And then Ahsoka is really good too. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good. Cooper, what's your favorite food?
Chicken wings or shrimp.
Chicken wings and shrimp. I love it, man. I love seafood. And my son's a big chicken nugget, chicken wing head too. So that's basically all he eats. What do you want for dinner? Chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken nuggets, anything with chicken. Or now he's into those little macaroni and cheese cups, right? I'm like, dude, they're so bad for you, Rossi. He's like, I don't care. They're so good. I guess it's my fault for buying them, right? But yeah, so Cooper, dude, that's awesome. I'm proud of you, man. That number one, everybody again. You guys see it right there, that number one plate in the background. Look at that. It's good stuff right there. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, Chris, obviously you can't make it to every round with Cooper. What rounds are you going to attend with him this year? I can't hear him. Can you, Cooper? I can't hear you.
He's still muted.
Yeah. No, you muted yourself. You got to unmute yourself. There you go. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you're in.
All right. Every round I can. That was my answer.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to make all the ones local, you know, Anderson, Bushnell, those are the easier ones for me to make. The further rounds, I just try my best to schedule with Rick in order for us to go up together and everything. It's just kind of hard, you know, with like taking 3 days off of work and everything, because I'm pretty much working 7 days a week.
Being a realtor, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to make every round that I can.
Yeah, it's yeah, and like I said, I can't wait to come down there and see it in real life, man. See Cooper and everybody race it. It's going to be awesome, man. So yeah, listen, this has been a lot of fun. Cooper, did you have fun on your first podcast?
I had a lot of fun.
Good. Listen, I can't wait to have you back on. But next time, I promise you the your poster, it's hung up right here. So when we end this, just stay on with me, and I'm gonna show you that it's actually right there on the wall. I didn't realize it. I thought that I'd put the suit over, but it's yeah. So listen, we have another question, in man. I can't. Yeah, who is your favorite Moto America rider?
I like Avery, of course. Isaac, Logan. All like the mini GP kids. They're all really fast, and it's fun to watch them.
Listen, I agree, Coop, 110%. I'm a huge fan of every single one of them. So do you like in the Superbike class? Who do you like? Jake Gagne, Cam Peterson, Heron, Bobier.
I mostly watch the Junior Cup, so I don't really watch the Superbike because I just like watching Junior Cup and watching all the mini GP riders.
That's awesome. I get asked the question all the time, who's my favorite Junior Cup rider, and I always say all of them, right? Because they are, right? I love every single one of them, and I hope every single one of them makes it to wherever they envision all their hopes and dreams, right? Can make it. Same thing with you, Coop. I can't wait to see in 5 years where Cooper is from right now, man, right? 5 years you could be Junior Cup champion.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's realistic goal, 110%. So after Junior Cup, obviously you're going to go to Twins Cup, be champion there, then Super Sport, and then do you have any aspirations maybe to go overseas in race?
I don't know. It's just depending on what I feel like I can do and accomplish over there. So
I love it. I love the attitude, Coop. I really do. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. That's awesome. But yeah, so listen, this has been fun. I can't wait to do it again. This is so Cooper, what I need you to do, I just called you Cooper. Cooper, I need you to tell everybody how they can follow you on social media, and anybody that's in Florida where they can actually come and watch you race.
You can follow me at coop.racing _14 or something. Coop.racing on Instagram. I think my dad set up a Facebook account as well, and then it's the same thing on TikTok if you want to go follow me there. And yeah,
Coop's got a TikTok. I got a TikTok too, but everybody's like, you need to post more stuff on TikTok. I'm like, man, I ain't got time for TikTok right now, right? I'm too busy doing other things. Man, that's awesome, Coop. And listen, I can't wait for you to so obviously your goal this year is to be 160 champion.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be a big goal for me.
And then after 160, what's your next champion?
I don't know. I'll maybe try to hop on Chris's 150 and try to get that. Would be another goal. So.
Right. Before you know it, you're going to be out there beating Ella and Juju and Avery and Isaac and Cameron and man,
it'd be tough though because they're all really fast.
They are. But listen, Coop is coming again. Look at the number. What's that right behind you again, Coop? That's the number 1 plate, ain't it? I love it, dude. This is good stuff. But yeah, listen, Chris, is there anything? Tell everybody where they can actually get in touch with you if they would like to be interested in getting some type of coaching and social media and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Chris_M413. And on that, I have Chris Miranda on Facebook. You can reach out to me on any social media platform, or you can find my number. Happy to help with anything regarding racing. I'm like I mentioned in the podcast, just the passion for this is everything to me. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So listen, everybody that's listening now, if you guys want to get in touch with anybody in SFL Mini, you can contact me directly or get in touch with Rick Glover or Michael Carrera. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Same thing with Chris. If anybody wants to get, in contact with Chris, if you don't answer on his Instagram or anything, give me a call. I'll bug him. I'll put you directly in touch with him so we can get you going. And I'd just like to say, man, big shout out to Rick Glover. Thank you so much for making this happen. And if for those that don't know, like I said, beginning of the pod, Rick actually created our new logo. I can't wait to go down there and meet everybody. And I'm a hugger, right? So yeah, a lot of hugs are coming you guys' way. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, and I'd like to give a big shout out to my man, Martin Adams from The Clothing King. I know I've been saying this. This is our actual real first sponsor on Pin to Gas. He makes all our merchandise. I actually have a QR code that I need to put out there on social media. I mean, you can get soft shell jackets, beanie hats, T-shirts, you name it. You can get anything you want in Pin to Gas. So big shout out to him. And first and foremost, man, big shout out to everybody that watches and supports Pin to Gas. I listen, I love all you guys. I say it all the time. It's such an honor to be able to do this. And all the love I receive is it's overwhelming. It really is. And I say it all the time. I just appreciate every single one of you. You guys are proper mega, as I say all the time. So yeah, listen, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Cooper. Thank you so much, Chris. I can't wait. You guys stay tuned. We got big things coming up in 2024. So yeah, you guys already know who I am. As my man Cool Jules always says, I'm Chris, the whole effing show. My man Chris Miranda, and then Cooper Glover, SFL Mini 110cc champion, is in the house. Thank you so much. What an honor it is. And yeah, until next time, guys, we'll see you later. All right.